The eve before Christmas Eve. NFL, get your NFL on. Get ready for Christmas Day, NFL. Get ready for Christmas Day, NBA. You know what it is. Saturday, 2 games. We got the Bengals versus the Steelers and the Bills versus the Chargers. There's no Steelers and Bengals props. So next time you see us on this episode, we're going to be in a whole different outfit. You just messed it up even more.
I thought I fixed it.
Yeah, if you watch our videos, you fix it, it makes it worse. It's fine. So, we're going to give you one prop from the Bills and Chargers game each, our fantasy player, but no score prediction. We want to dedicate this time to fantasy football since it's almost over. We'll be giving score predictions when the playoffs start, though, for sure. Because that's all we're going to have, and props, obviously. But I'm going to let EJ kick us off with his Bills and Chargers prop.
All right, so for my Bills prop, I got Gabe Davis over 33.5 receiving yards. I think this one's going to definitely cash. If it doesn't, it's because the Bills blew them out and they're done throwing the ball like they kicked the crap out of the Cowboys last week with Josh Allen only throwing for 94 receiving yards. But Gabe Davis, he's playing the Chargers, whose number 2 cornerback that's going to be guarding him because he is the number 2 receiver, unlike Stephon Diggs, is Michael Davis. Michael Davis, who allows over 50 yards per game to wide receivers. And Michael Davis has allowed the 10th most receptions to wide receivers in the entire NFL. Michael Davis has also allowed 8 touchdowns this season and has 1 interception. Mind you, he's been targeted 80 times. He's been targeted 80 times and has 1 interception. That is dog water, okay? Also, he's allowing a passer rated of 119 when targeted.
Ouch.
So he is a pretty big target for offenses. And Gabe Davis is going to be lining up across from him. And I like for him to smash over 33.5 receiving yards. Gabe Davis has had back-to-back games with 0 receiving yards. So this line is set pretty low. Usually he goes no less than 40 yards whenever he gets a catch or two or whenever he's involved in the offense. Total, he definitely caps out at over 40 receiving yards. That is the floor whenever he's involved in the offense. Take advantage of this line being set very low and him being in a very juicy matchup, just like that cornerback he's lining up across from, Michael Barbecue Chicken Davis.
Michael? You mean
he's
Gabe?
Barbecue Chicken. No, Michael Davis.
Michael Davis.
That's his name.
Okay. Well,
as Shaq would say, barbecue chicken.
As a former corner, I know how it is to be attacked. So I probably feel ashamed.
Cue the high school huddle tape.
No, we shouldn't. Oh my God, Amari lining up in front of me is the scariest thing ever. I know how that feels exactly on scout team. I mean, I had good plays in the end zone. I batted a couple, like balls with, and I'm like this. But it was scout team. I was third string. But, it was fun. So I know how it is to be targeted. Because they saw me line up, and they're like, oh, yeah, go. This side. But
that's what the receiver's like.
Yeah, no. But I had a few good plays, and I also got burnt a lot. But it's fine. Track star. That was me.
The good comes with the bad.
My prop, James Cook, 72.5. James Cook over 72.5 rush yards. Cook has one game under 20 touches since this new offensive corner came in charge. Shout out to EJ for giving me the stat. He had 15 touches last game and 179 yards and a touchdown. This new offensive coordinator has noticed that the way the Bills can win games is by running the ball, and they have been feeding Cook like no other. He is playing the 28th ranked rush defense this week, and a defense who can't stop a hamster running past them, okay? The Chargers give up 115.1 rush yards a game. I expect Cook to give you some massive numbers. Lastly, another stat that EJ threw at me. Since Dorsey was fired, Cook fantasy points hasn't gone under 16 at all. Or PPR points, I should say. So, you know what? Cook is the guy. Cook is going to run it down, and the Chargers can't stop him. Cook over 72.5 rush yards. I think he has another 100 our 100-yard game as the Bills push towards the playoffs, and I think Bills are reviving their season. Just
maybe look to his fantasy prop too, because like he said, production, man.
Production. I love it. Now to our fantasy players, you must start for fantasy playoffs week 2.
All right, so for my fantasy player, I'm going on the Chargers end, and I got Josh Palmer. Since week 4, there's only been 2 games that the Bills haven't given up at least 15 points to the wide receiver position, giving up on average 17.8 points per game this season to wide receivers as a whole. Palmer had 23 points in his first game back, catching all 4 of his targets. Palmer is the number 1 receiver on a team that will be trailing the entire game. Yes, he has Easton Stick, and no, he's not that good, but they're going to be losing the whole game. Palmer is the guy. They're going to need to pass the ball, and they're going to be going through Palmer. Start him if needed. I think you should feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, Chargers aren't a must-win. If they lose, they're out of playoff contention.
Their defense isn't good. As Seb said, they got hamsters running them over. And as I said, they got barbecue chicken over there guarding the receivers. So, they're going to be losing. Josh Palmer is going to need to put up some points.
For my fantasy player, a player that EJ is not so happy with after last week, Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking. He dropped a 0 on EJ's
fucking
team.
goose egg.
Yeah.
What the heck, man? In the playoffs.
Who else? Jahan Dotson was almost close to a goose egg too.
2 points.
So.
And I benched Chris Godwin for him.
So Dalton Kincaid is my fantasy player. Here's why. He is playing the worst defense in football this week, and they are ranked 24th versus the tight end position. Kincaid is coming off his worst game last week, and under the new offensive coordinator, he hasn't been targeted less than 7 times until last week. Only targeted 2 times, by the way. Against a tough Cowboys defense, I should say. They single-handedly killed them with the run. They didn't even have to pass the ball versus the Cowboys. They just ran it down their throats, and guess what? They blew them out. I expect the Bills to get Kincaid back into the offense this game and get him back into the swing of things. Find him in the end zone a couple times for a couple, tutties. He can make an impact on your fantasy team this week. Not like last week. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. But I think Dalton Kincaid is a must start for you at tight end. And I'll tell you this also. The Chargers left Michael Mayer, a rookie last week, went off on this Chargers defense with Aiden O'Connell throwing him the ball. You got Josh Allen throwing you the ball against the Chargers defense. I favor this tight end play a lot. I think Dalton Kincaid gets you a solid 12 points this week. That's great for a tight end position. So you know what?
Start him round 2 in the playoffs for me.
I don't know for you. I got to look at your team.
Taysom Hill or Dalton Kincaid.
Okay, Taysom Hill.
Over Dalton Kincaid.
Yes.
Ooh.
Did you not hear what I said?
Huh.
The Rams defense is ranked 28th versus a tight end.
Yeah, but he's like...
I know, but also he's a dual threat tight end. He could run the ball, play quarterback.
Okay.
I like Taysom. If it came down to Taysom Hill and Dalton Kincaid, I would start. I mean, it's hard. Obviously, I don't want to make the call for you because you're in a really, 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 really good spot right now. So
Kincaid projected 9.1, Taysom Hill 9.2.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You got the way I will tell you is I'll hype Baiman off the
Boomer bust.
Boomer bust. Whoever has the higher boom, I start them. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But you know what? Dalton Kincaid is not a bad start for you this week. If you want, start him at flex. Not playing. But I should have done that with Isaiah Likely. But anyways, it's fine. When you see us next, you'll see us in different clothing. It's because there are no Steelers and Bengals props out, but we will give you one of those each when you see us. For now, we'll see you guys on the next version of this episode. The first time that we have to do this, this year. Ironic situation. In case you are wondering why this is happening, the Steelers don't have a set lineup yet, and the Bengals have too many injury questions. So there's no props.
Chase. Who else?
Joe Mixon is questionable too.
Joe Mixon's questionable. They just lost their D lineman, DJ Reader. Like, I don't even know if the line is set yet.
So there is nothing that we could give you on that, but next time you see us, we'll be in fresher clothes. So till then, pause on this one. Hey, well, part 2, we're back. As I told you guys, different clothing. I'm about to go to the gym. He just came from the gym, so you know how it is. And he's going to be going back anyway. But now we're going to give you guys our Bengals and Steelers props.
Go on.
We're going to give you guys our Steelers and Bengals props now. So I'm going to let EJ kick us off with his prop from this crappy game. I mean,
it is crappy, but this game is pretty big for playoff implications.
Yeah, the Steelers will get eliminated from this game.
So, T. Higgins, over 59.5 receiving yards. If you don't feel comfortable with that, there's also a line for 49.5 receiving yards, and it gives you a lesser payout, but it's more likely to hit. So, he's gone over 61 receiving yards in 2 straight games with that notification. A bench player is projected to outscore Dalton Kincaid. Like we said in our Thursday night video, Taysom Hill is projected to outscore Dalton Kincaid 9.2 to 9.1. So, he's gone over 61 yards in 2 straight games, in addition to going to that 61 mark in 4 out of his last 5 games, averaging 69.5 yards per game in his last 5 games. Not to mention, he won't be having his target competition this game, as Jamar Chase is expected to miss with a shoulder injury, but he could play because it's the same coach that said Joe Burrow was expected to miss, and he didn't miss. So, Chase could be playing, but he won't be 100%. No. T. Higgins should be getting plenty of volume in a game against the Steelers defense that has given up 164.8 yards per game to the wide receiver position alone. Just the wide receiver position, that Steelers have given up 164 yards per game. That's over 100 yards that this line is set at.
Okay. I like that. I also have a Cincy prop. Evan McPherson over 7 kicking points. Listen, I love my kickers, as you guys know. I love my defenses, as you guys know. So when a kicker prop or defense prop comes my way, I gotta eat. All right, so Evan McPherson. In his last 5 games, he has not gone under 8 points, and he's reached 10 twice of those last 5. Jamar Chase is out this game. I expect the Bengals to struggle in the red zone. Along with the Steelers being in a must-win, they should give them a little bit of trouble with TJ Watt. The Bengals trust McPherson with everything. He is a very reliable kicker and pretty much won them the game last week off a massive comeback at home. He has only gone under 7 points on the road twice, and it was in Cleveland and Tennessee early in the year when this Bengals team was a pure mess. They're having things now figured out. Other than that, he's had no less than 9 and no more than 12 kicking points on the road. I expect him to have at least 8 to 10 points in this epic divisional game, which, again, EJ said, playoff implications. Usually the Bengals on their first 3 drives struggle to score in the red zone. That's when they send them out there. I see him hitting this by halftime.
Cool. I like that prop too. I absolutely think the kicker is something that you can absolutely target in a matchup with 2 backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph and Jake Brown.
And one defense that has a good D-line. So,
who's that defense?
Steelers.
Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page there.
Steelers got a good D-line, but they're terrible in the backfield.
Yes, they're very terrible backfield. That's why I take the T. Higgins over. And as we talk about the D-lines, the Bengals D-line is missing their number 1 run stopper in DJ Reader, and that's why you should start Najee Harris. Okay?
Oh, Kane's gonna be livid about this.
He is playing a week. He's still in the playoffs, ain't he?
I know, but did you see what?
Yeah, how he should be out of the league.
Yeah.
Well, Kane, you should start him because he's playing a weak run defense that gives up 16 points per game to the running back position on average. All right, that's pretty good.
I'll start Jalen.
Jalen's not a bad one either, but if you tuned in the last game, Jalen Warren got the goal line carries early on and got stopped.
Yeah, that's how now we see nowadays. We see teams have a goal line back, and we have a team have a primary back that takes most of the load. So.
Yes. So Jalen Warren got the goal line carries, but the game before that, Najee got it. So will it go back to Najee this game because Warren did get stuffed, and then Mitch Trubisky got stuffed and fumbled on the goal line. They may just be giving the ball to Najee. with that, like I said, DJ Reader is out, their best defensive run stopper, and they already were a weak run defense. Not to mention, they gave up 22 points last week to Ty Chandler. The Steelers need to win this game and end this losing streak. They aren't going to try and do that through Mason Rudolph. I can see Najee Harris getting a touchdown.
This is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I agree.
God. Yeah, all right. So my favorite player, Tyler Boyd, is my guy.
That's a good one.
Jamar Chase is most likely going to be out this game. Again, it's so unpredictable with this coach. He loves playing his players hurt, and it makes no sense to me. It's ruining their careers. But the main focus will be on T. Higgins. I don't think that means a lot because the Steelers, again, have no DBs to guard anybody. Tyler Boyd slides into the number 2 spot this week. We have mentioned in the past how the Steelers' defense is very weak against the slot receivers. Juju had 82 on them in Pittsburgh, and Bailey Zappi was throwing him the ball. Jake Browning, I favor him over Bailey Zappi in this case just because he has a way better O-line than the Patriots do. But Browning has shown more than Zappi has this year, so I would think Tyler Boyd has a big game. He's projected 10.4 points, and he's playing the 15th ranked defense versus the pass. His boom bust is 18 to 27, so it's favoring him to go off this game. He can very well get a groove going in this game. Lastly, he hasn't scored a touchdown since week 8. I'm sure he would like to eliminate that stat, like his team would too. And with Chase being questionable and looking like he won't play, Tyler Boyd is a great downfield option, even a slot option. So start Tyler Boyd at your flex this week, unless you have someone better. But I would trust him.
I do too. I think that's great. And like we said, the Steelers' back end is very bad. And Minka Fitzpatrick got hurt last game.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. So if you have any Cincinnati receivers, you should feel good this week going into your playoffs if you're still in it. And if you're
Tigers, baby.
And if you're competing for last place, good luck.
Toilet bowl.
Put our 4-man together. See if you hit some cash. I know we will. Hopefully, we'll see you guys.
Pockets are running dry this Christmas.
We'll see you guys on. Yeah, I need a payday after Christmas shopping for sure. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys on Sunday.